initiations into death row and
Really?
all that type. Oh man, it was Hollywood as bro. Like,
Initiation? You mean like some get
initiations
jumped
into
in,
death
like some
row,
gang?
or some other shit. You know,
Oh.
it was a lot of weirdo shit that didn't have nothing to do with making music.
Really?
Yeah.
At death row?
Yeah, at death row.
When you say initiation, like what? Like
Whatever
what?
we tell you to do, you gotta do
So
it.
like some hazing.
Whatever we tell you to do, this is your task. In order for you to be down, this is your task.
You were ruthless through and through.
All day.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ruthless for life.
Yeah,
But you started with death row.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you, so did you start with death row? Did you start when it was Fern Hill and when it was,
I started when it was Future Shock.
Future Shock?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was, I met,
Because I think Fern Hill was before Future Shock.
maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
But
not
Future
sure.
Shock was, yeah.
I met Suge first
Uh-huh.
out of everybody.
Okay.
And how I met him was a really good friend of mine, a female rapper named Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
She grew up next door to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And, she's real close with Corrupt and a lot of 6-0s and all
Mhm.
that, but she could rap her ass off.
Mm-hmm.
And we ran back into each other later on in life. And she would just start bringing rappers, to my house.
Mm-hmm.
And I was simultaneously, me and Battle Cat would be hanging out. He'd be making beats, and I'd be at his house hanging out with him. But he was producing an artist named Sparkle
Mm-hmm.
at the time, a female rapper. And me and her became cool later on. And she introduced me to her cousin, which is Suge.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, my cousin, he got a label going, and you should meet him, Rhythm. I'm gonna introduce y'all. And she gave me Suge's number, and she connected us. And I met Suge I met him at the Fat Burger
Mm-hmm.
on Lancashire.
Okay.
And this had to be like 90. It was like 92.
Okay.
Everything happened in 92.
Yeah.
And I met him there, and he come out. He's like, Suge got this little twitch that if you don't know him,
Yeah.
like anybody say they know him, Suge does. He has a twitch to him,
Yeah.
like a bull.
Uh-huh.
And he come out. He's like, "What's up?" Wham. He's talking. He's like, "Man, we gonna get you some. We're gonna get you. Fuck all these busters. We're gonna get you some work." I'm like, "That's what's up." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We hit it off like brothers.
Yeah.
Like all these. It's just crazy, man. All these dudes, they be like brothers to me. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
can
for
put each
sure.
other in knuckle nuggies,
Yeah.
but all the stuff that everybody else hears,
Uh-huh.
I've never witnessed it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we hit it off, but I didn't know that was Death Row.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was another brother from the hood
Mhm.
that was, trying to follow in the steps of Eazy-E and Ruthless. Because
Okay.
every brother in the hood that had some dope money or
Mhm.
what they was
For
doing, they were
sure.
all trying to follow in
For
that
sure.
in the footsteps of Eazy-E
Yeah.
or Barry Gordy,
Right.
And I met him, and then we kind of lost touch,
Mhm.
and I went back to working on Paperboy's album.
Mhm.
And I probably a few months after that, Diamond came to my house and she bought Rage with her.
Okay.
Our first time meeting Rage.
Uh-huh.
And Rage came to in my room, like my old bedroom that I grew up in, and I was making beats.
Yeah.
And Rage was like busting on him. She was like, nigga, that shit is dope. Like, you need to meet Dr. Dre. And I'm sitting there like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I need to meet Dre. And she called, she made a phone call to, who did she call? She called one of the engineers, John Payne.
Mhm.
He's a really good friend of mine too. And he was the main engineer at Death Row at the time. And he called me to come down to the studio. And that's when I found out that that was Suge's label.
Okay.
And he had me come down there. I'm bringing my equipment. I went into the studio. First time being on the SSL board. I was like, damn, this shit is dope. And I plugged everything up and I started playing John Payne beats.
Mhm.
And he called Suge on the phone. He was like, yeah, he dope.
Mhm.
We ought to fuck with him.
Yeah.
Just take him out to Dre's house. And that's how it all linked up. Suge came up to the studio. We went over to Roscoe's and
Yeah.
started eating, chopping it up. And
Yeah.
that's how I got connected to Death Row.
Okay.
And,
So what was it like? What was the temperature of Death Row at that time? Because you got Dre. Dre was there, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now you here with the infamous Dr. Dre.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so what was it like getting in the studio with him?
I was in like I would have my own time.
Okay.
Dre would be in the studio probably from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at night.
Okay.
He treated it like a job.
Mm-hmm.
Like 11 to,
Yeah.
11 a.m., 7, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And so around that time, I would come in, Suge would come and pick me up, and he would bring me up there, and I would be working on like Sugar Free before anybody knew who Sugar Free was. Yeah.
Okay. Even before he got with DJ Quick.
He was doing stuff with Quick
okay,
at the time,
okay.
but he wasn't at the time. I don't think he was calling himself Sugar Free.
Okay.
So he'd be in there clowning me like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Rhythm, shit, you fucking with all these celebrity bitches, you know? Who you gonna be with next? Willie Nelson's niece, you know?" He was that was my boy, man.
Yeah,
he
Sugar
had
Free
me
funny,
rolling,
bro.
but he's a real one.
Yeah.
And he was talented. Like, you know how some people be like, that's who they are,
Yeah.
and that's authentic.
Yeah.
You know, I think Sugar Free, E40,
Yeah.
Too Short, like that's authentically them. They are those personalities.
Right.
So their music is that.
Mm-hmm.
And, but yeah, I'd be up there with him at from 7 to late at night making beats and recording stuff. And, Colin Wolf would be there. Like everybody that would be up there working, I had access to all the musicians and all
So
of
you
that.
witnessed, did you see the Chronic come together?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually saw it come together. Yeah.
Okay. Did you work on the Chronic?
No.
Okay.
I didn't really, I came in one day and I think Dre was working on a Nigga with a Gun.
Nigga with a motherfucking gun.
And I saw him pull it up. He looking at me, pulling up all the tracks. I'm like, damn, nigga, there go the loop. This nigga gonna put the loop to Friends in there. Oh shit, what is that?
You talking about Houdini Friends?
Yeah, that's what's in the Nigga with a Gun.
You're right.
Boom, boom,
Show
boom.
is.
Yeah, I was
Show
like,
is.
that's why he Dre.
Yeah.
I was like, it was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like samples going on. I think, if I'm mistaken, Daz is scratching on it. You know what I'm saying? It was, it was dope and it was clear. It was like super stereo.
Yeah.
The mixing on it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like I said, I had my own time in there late at night to work on whatever else Suge had on the label.
I see.
So I did. I ended up producing a song called "Down with My Nigga" on the Deep Cover soundtrack.
Okay.
That Snoop wrote the hook for in 3-2.
From Houston?
Yeah, 3-2
Okay.
from
Rest
Houston.
in peace to Houston.
Yeah,
I mean 3-2.
Yeah, it was 3-2 and Big Mike. They would be at the studio, so I'd be doing stuff for them.
Oh, okay.
And like I had all the other artists to work with,
Okay.
Jewel and Rage, and so
Yeah.
we'd all be up there working and smoking weed and just having a good time. And that was like my time at Death Row.
Oh, okay. Did you witness any of the bullshit that the beat downs and or that
not-
came later?
They came after I would show up.
Okay.
They'd be like, "Man, do you I'm
Okay.
coming into the studio. Suge just slapped the nigga around and did,
Okay.
I'm like, man, I missed all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just it didn't cross my,
Okay.
I knew that it wasn't to be fucked with. Though. I
Right.
knew that the whole label was gangsters a motherfucker
Right.
because of the Crip and Blood element.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it was like Crips and Bloods.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was like the United Nations
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
gangbanging.
Do you think that, I mean, being that you knew Suge personally,
Uh-huh.
intimately, as a brother,
Uh-huh.
I mean, does he get a bad rap? Is
No.
Suge different than what, not absolving him of anything gangster shit he did, but I'm
Uh-huh.
just saying, like, is his reputation, is that real? Or do you, because like DOC, he's like, man, Suge is a big kid. Like,
Yeah, it's like, okay, so you've got cousins, right?
mm-hmm.
And you've got big cousins.
Yeah.
And you got bully cousins.
Yeah.
So Suge would be the bully cousin
Uh-huh.
that if he love you, sky's the limit.
Right.
And if you're not on that, you're not going to get that from
I
him.
got you. Yeah.
So I'm not on no
Yeah.
super Crip
Yeah.
Blood or nothing, So I
Yeah.
got the big brother Suge.
Got you.
But when he would be around that,
Mhm.
that's when that comes out.
Okay.
And it was no joke.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like
Yeah.
the heart, like the super Crip and the super Blood, and he would be like that, he would turn into something
Yeah.
else.
I got you.
I think he was good for the industry when it comes to people, when it comes to the labels fearing trying to fuck us over with
Got you.
money. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Do you feel like he fucked his artists over though?
He didn't fuck me over.
Okay.
I got all my publishing on Down With My Nigga on the soundtrack. Anything else I did for him, I got all of it. I didn't have any issues with him.
Wow. Okay.
When it came to that.
Uh-huh.
Now, other things,
what are the other issues you had?
The Hollywood aspect of it, you know, initiations in the death row and all that type. Oh man, it was Hollywood as fuck, bro. Like,
initiation? You mean like some get
initiations
jumped in shit, like some gang shit,
or some other shit? You know, it was a lot of weirdo shit that didn't have nothing to do with making music.
Really?
Yeah.
At death row?
Yeah, at death row. To people that were trying to be involved that they didn't have no love for. You know, so a lot, like we started all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, all the stuff, all the stories that you hear about the music industry, our generation and the generation before us started all of that.
Wow. So so let me clarify. When you say initiation, like what? Like
whatever we tell you to do, you gotta do it.
So like some hazing shit.
Whatever we tell you to do, this is your task. In order for you to be down, this is your task. Now I don't know who else.
Yeah.
Who else had to deal with that?
Yeah. So I mean, so we ain't just talking gangster shit. If we want you to fuck a chicken, then you gotta fuck a chicken and
that part.
Oh shit, I ain't never heard that.
Yeah, it's like
that's crazy.
You know, what's so crazy about the industry? It gives you a God complex.
Yeah.
And what it does, if you're you have good people and you got evil people. And then you got those people that are somewhere in between that straddle the fence.
Yeah.
The industry back then would make you straddle the fence because it would test your morals as opposed to what your dream is and where you want to go.
Wow.
You know,
that's crazy that you say that, because I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I've been around the music industry since the mid-90s, you know, and of course being in No Limit, we never had no shit like that. But I'm saying I've heard rumors of what you speaking of. Yeah. I've never witnessed it. I've never seen it or been around it, bro.
Man, come on.
Yeah.
There was so many, there were so many different parties. And we was wilding. It was wild.
What's the wildest thing you think you've seen that you can say?
Ooh.
That you can say. You don't have to put no names unless you want to. You know what I mean? But
the
give
wildest
us
thing
juicy.
that I could say that I've seen on tape.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say who it is, but they had somebody on tape taking a dump.
Oh, I mean,
and wiping themselves and then smelling it once they. Yeah,
I mean that's like some high school college shit. It's weird.
So now we have this on you. It was. Yeah, I mean, it was like I said, there was a lot of weirdo stuff that had nothing to do with making music.
How did they even get that tape though?
I have no idea. Probably putting a little camera in the bathroom.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, just weird, just stuff that had nothing to do with making music.
Wow.
That would just be like, come on now.
Yeah.
You
so
know.
what drove you from Death Row? Why you didn't stay at Death Row?
I realized that I had a hit record already. The Diddy was popping.
Yeah.
And a couple of things that came at me was like foul.
Yeah.
Where it was like, okay, y'all think I'm on some punk shit. And so I was like, damn, you know, don't come at me that way. You know, you got to watch who you admire when you come up. Feel me?
Yeah.
Like, look at these stars out here and the people that you look up to.
Yeah. And
watch who you praise and admire, because they may not be who, they might disappoint you.
Oh shit.
You feel me?
Bruh, all the time, bruh.
Yeah.
You would be surprised at how many celebrities, you know, I've been in a blessed position that most of the motherfuckers that I admired and looked up to at some point became a colleague or you know, I worked with them or I met them or cultivated some type of relationship.
Right.
Boy, that's the worst thing sometimes.
Yeah.
Cause you like, God damn, like all these years I've been admiring you and respecting you, like you a whole weirdo or you a whole ass nigga.
That
you
part.
Know? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's real shit.
Yeah. It's sort of like, you know, if you look up to Superman and he turns out to be a piece of shit, and you're like, damn, you know, it'll change you in a way that where you're like, damn, you know, I have to stick to my moral compass.
Yeah, real shit. Was the weird shit business? They had you fucked up on business, or you talking about you just had me fucked up with the weird shit?
You had me fucked up with the weird shit.
I got you. I follow.
And that's what made me be like, damn, you know, I can't come back here. I left Death Row around the riots.
Okay.
Right before the Chronic drop.
I got you.
And it was like, damn, you know, it was disappointing.
Yeah.
But I wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, my head, my thoughts are spinning about what you're talking about.
You know,
but I think I kind of put it together though.
Put it like this: anything that was foul didn't happen because it wasn't supposed to happen. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I got my revenge.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, it was like that was supposed to happen so I would meet Eazy-E.
When I was down, karma's on the way. What goes around comes around. Karma's on the way. There's nothing you could do now. You gotta pay.